Good morning, y'all. Been a while since we talked. Okay, let's talk about solar. This story actually starts way back when I was still in the Army. And we had a real bad storm up there in Kentucky where power got knocked out. And it was out for, well over a month. Me being an engineer, I come up with the idea to get some batteries, put them underneath the house, wire in some camper supplies, lights and power inverter, stuff like that. And back then they were accessible, but the solar power was too expensive back then. This is back in 1994 or 95, doesn't matter. But solar panels were way too expensive back then. Anyhow, I put batteries under there and I ran by a junkyard and I grabbed me an alternator out of an old Chevy. And I had an old lawnmower engine laying around, so I made me a generator. It charged up those batteries and powered up the inverter. And the inverter ran my refrigerator, my TV, and the 12 volts. I ran one light in each room off 12 volts using RV bulbs. And that actually held us until the power came back on. I just had to run the generator for a couple hours a day, keep those batteries charged overnight. It stayed up pretty good. Anyhow, that's where all this starts. We got to mineral wells many years later, and I built let me go show you. I built an RV that I didn't even know I was buying until I bought it. Is that one right there. Didn't even know I was in the market for one, but okay, we got it. Anyhow, when we got it home, we figured out real quick that it needed a whole lot of work. So I completely gutted it and redesigned the interior. And along with the interior of that, I also wired in solar panels and a power inverter and 4 big old batteries, deep cell marine batteries. And I had plans of working it to where that thing didn't need to be plugged in. Now that would have taken 2 of those 3,000 watt inverters, and I planned on 6 solar panels to charge everything. That would be the wattage we'd need it would take 1,200 watts of charging to power all of that stuff. But as usual, I ran out of money. So we only have 800 watts of charging power on top of that thing. Still got the 4 batteries and only one 3,000 watt inverter. And it's still holding today. I built that trailer in 2016. And it's still holding today. And we got, I think, 10-year life expectancy on the batteries. The power inverter has a 10-year warranty on it, I believe, and the solar cells from Renogy and the charge controller, that's got a 15-year warranty on it. So moving on along, after we got that figured out, that actually did hold. It won't hold the air conditioner, but the refrigerator and a couple of the other systems in the trailer are 110, and the inverter will hold it, along with the batteries. And how long will it hold it? I don't know. I ran out of time trying to test it. So it really does work. And later on, I started looking into options to put power on the house. Alright, so we put solar power on the house. And I have actually seen the meter run backwards. That was crazy. But at the time it was just my wife and I in the house. And we were pretty easy on our power consumption. And we only ran one air conditioner. So we didn't have an electric bill for, oh, good 6 months, something like that. And then summer come around, and we started using more air conditioners, and we started getting the bill every now and again, 50, 80 bucks, something like that. But a whole lot better than the $300-400 electric bills people are seeing today. And along with that, we got a new roof and a bunch of other stuff. A whole new electrical panel on the back of the house, along with all the relays and everything to power the house and feed the grid, which is pretty cool. When we had that bad storm here 2 years ago, I reckon, it was knocking out everybody's power in Texas. We never lost power because we had solar. And that was amazing. We were actually feeding the grid, powering your house on top of our house. Literally. So that's pretty cool. And lastly, this RV right here, that's our newest system. We installed solar just because I wanted to have that extra ability. And it blew my ever-loving mind what only 200 watts of charging power would do for us. Because that's what we have on this one, is just 200 watt system. It's only one battery. It's only the stock house battery on this Winnebago. And we were having constant power problems because our power controller was not charging the house batteries. Okay, so the 12-volt side didn't work. If I wanted to charge the house battery, I had to start the engine. So we installed the solar, and that took care of that. Now, what blew my mind, we made a trip up to Oklahoma, I guess back in March. And sometime during that trip, we burned the alternator up. Don't know when. I honestly have no idea. I did not know that we were running on just the solar and the batteries until we got back to Soda Springs. And one of the batteries failed. So, put in a new alternator. But that's still, we drove probably 400, 500 miles on just the solar cells with failing batteries and a dead alternator. So yeah, that was very well worth the investment. Now, question is solar worth it? Yeah, very, very much. Now, price-wise, I've got on the Winnebago, I've got, I think, $300 invested in that system. But it's only 200 watts. On the Holiday Rambler, I've got probably over $5,000 invested on that. And if you don't use the air conditioner, That thing will never need to be plugged in. On the house, we invested $50,000, which covered all new roof, all the new wiring, all the new electrical systems, replaced every bulb in the house with LEDs, optimized everything, and the solar for $50,000. And like I said, I've seen the power meter run backwards. And right now, under this administration, the power bills are going through the roof, literally. I'm hearing about people who have $800, $900, $1,000 electric bills, and even with the kids using 3 air conditioners here at the house, their bill, I get the bill still, their bill is still only $200 when everybody else is paying $800 for the same electrical use. So, is it worth it? Yeah. The payment on the solar power is about $250, and like I said, I've gone months without getting a bill for the electrical use. You do have to have a power company who will buy your excess power, so you got to keep that in mind. Alright, there's a lot of logistics goes into all of this. So, is solar worth it? Yeah, it very well is. I believe that so much so I ordered an electric car that's powered by solar power. Yeah, yeah, me. But I believe in the technology. I believe it's worth it. And I believe with today's technology, it can be done. 30 years ago, when I went over a month without electricity, well, I sure wanted this stuff. But I still found a way. And today, boy, technology is an amazing thing. Alright, well, hopefully that gives you the right idea, or gives you an idea on what you want to do. Yeah, it's expensive. I ain't gonna lie to you, it ain't cheap. Is it worth it in the long run? You're darn tootin'. Because it does eliminate some bills. It does reduce a lot of bills. And eventually, over a little bit of time, it will pay for itself. Like on this Winnebago 200-watt system, it's already paid for itself. Because I didn't have to pay a towing bill to get back to Texas. I love that. So it's already paid for. Fantastic. Anyhow, y'all like, subscribe, and comment down below any of your ideas. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Love you. Later.